Yeah, there's just so much going on, and it's a natural thing to feel this urge to just get in ASAP. There's all these different things going on. Maybe not that necessarily click the buy or sell button so quickly, but even I told you this morning, and then after you made fun of me a couple hours later, you did the same thing. But even I told you, like, I'm bridging this over, and and I understand it. We're all collecting information piece by piece. The other day, that was the big question: is like, what am I bridging over? What should I bridge over, and all this. And I saw, a lot of people were bridging over Hex, and so I did bridge over a little bit of Hex last night, and then I see like, oh, okay, it looks like that wrapped Hex in theory, whatever you want to call it, your Hex Ethereum Hex version on PulseChain is, fractions of what it was on ETH. Maybe not fractions, but at the time, it was only about 2/3 of the price or 67% of the price on Ethereum Hex. I sent it over when it was just over 3 cents. Then I see, oh, okay, right now it's 2.2 cents or something on Pulse. And I'm like, shit. And I'm trying to think, what am I going to do? Because I wanted to buy Pulse or Pulse X. And I think this was probably born out of this idea and happening to people. I saw Johnny Chaos and I sent it to you, and he had a great idea. It's like when you have limits, turn it into lemonade. And he was showing like, even when you get this wrapped Hex over here to PulseChain, this was at that time. It's not the case anymore. But earlier today, even though you were getting that Hex, the wrapped Hex at like 2.2 cents, Hex over on PulseChain was still half that at the time. So you could double your Hex basically, even with that devalued bridged Hex, which is what my plan was. Well, it's still not over there, so I'm nothing I can do. And also they're trading at near parity now. So it's the bridged Hex is still more valuable, but gotta have a game plan. And remember too, and this is what I just said to you before we came on the air, and I'm not trying to make it all about my experience with this Hex bridge, but I do think it's important because I think a lot of people have done this exact thing. Remember that when it gets over there, that doesn't mean you have to just get out of it or get out from underneath it and trade it right away. We can just wait. Yeah. So talk about that. Like, there's try to hop in and FOMO buy and everything and FOMO bridge or whatever you want to say. But talk about that a little bit. Like, you can still bridge funds over in, the token of your choice based on the data that you're seeing and everything, but you don't necessarily have to make moves right away.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I think it's a good strategy to even just get some funds over there. And you're right, you don't have to do anything with it. You disappeared there. I was like, oh, he must be fixing his camera. Anyway, so yeah, one of the best things I think to do is to actually just get coins over there, get prepared. We know, again, there's a lot of liquidity that's waiting to enter the market. There's going to be a lot of things that happen. But when you're prepared and you have coins where you may want, strategize now. If it plays out, great. If it doesn't, then you can alter. Like you said, something happened this morning, and then you saw another good deal that you possibly could have done. Well, you could have been ready for it, So it's not always going to be your first choice, probably on what's going to happen, and your game plan is probably never going to go 100%. But you can always change to something better when you see a good deal. Jump on it if you're prepared. If you're not, and now you have to bridge money over or value of any token, whatever it may be, it's going to take a while and you may miss the opportunity. So, one of the big reasons, and you and I had talked about this too, is I'm more putting the Hex over. I put just a little bit, probably a quarter of what I wanted to do, but just as a test, I wanted to see how long it took. But my goal is to create a Hex trading pair once it reaches parity, for the simple fact of farming. If they do reach parity and there's enough liquidity tied together with those two, I really don't see the pair altering too much away from each other. So that means less impermanent loss, probably more fees, because there's going to be people trading in and out of that pair constantly. And to get, I think maybe to stake on the Pulse network, or they could bridge back out, whatever it may be. I think it's going to be a heavily liquid pair with the opportunity of making some really nice fees. And it may even be one of those farm pairs that you can earn incentive token, which has been really nice, because those incentive tokens at one point were up to $30. I think they're down to
Yeah.
$3 or $4 now. But there's also been talk of Richard possibly using that incentive token to tie into the wallet, which he said has been done for a while. I don't know if there'll be a sacrifice. I don't know, sacrifices to get people to do a sacrifice right now after waiting this long. I think you might be having some trouble getting some value. But again, it's a Richard Hart product, so people believe, and if they do decide to use the incentive token somehow, some way, rather than just a reward token that people are going to dump, it can be beneficial. So I really don't want to get rid of those either.
HexPassiveIncome.com. My friend Crypto Coffee has created what I think is probably the best course for a new cryptocurrency investor. Not only that, but these courses usually charge an arm and a leg. Crypto Coffee is only charging $200. I think right now he actually has a discount for $150. I have a link below in the description. If you are new to crypto, do not understand Hex and how it works, click the link below. It's a quick, easy course. He only gives you the basics. I personally, myself, have thought about creating an intro to crypto course in the past. I don't think there's any reason to do so because Matt, Crypto Coffee, has already taken care of that. And I don't think anything needs to be added by anybody else. So check it out. The link is in the description, and sign up to Hex Passive Income today.